We're here in Churchtown in County Cork on Michael Burke's farm, and he's just about to zero graze with his case tractor and the Zero Grazer 80 from BELMAC Engineering. 500 tyres, bogie axle, 7-foot cut, remote control machine, fully hydraulic. We're on the farm here of Michael Burke in Churchtown. Michael Burke, go ahead, Michael.
My name is Michael Burke. I'm farming here in Churchtown near Mallow. We buy store cattle and we fatten them. We had been grazing cattle, but we found that we had a problem with grass spoilage, especially in wet years where cattle would begin walking and their feet would dirty the grass, and once it's dirty then they wouldn't eat it, and you change them to fresh grass. So we decided to zero graze, to utilise grass better, and also to drop some rented land we had. We bought the machine in the spring of when we began zero grazing, we found that we could take 50% more stock in the same area of ground because with no grass spoilage. We are currently growing all our grass from slurry with very little nitrogen usage. Our pH is at the correct index. When we bring the grass in, we also feed the cattle a kilo of soya hulls as a fibre source, a kilo of maize as a starter and energy source, and a kilo of crimp, barley or wheat. The reason we feed two starches is to feed the upper and lower gut. We also use limestone to bring the pH up to neutral, and we also feed Visticel as a yeast to feed the rumen bugs, and also to get rid of the oxygen in the stomach and allow more intake. Our intake is in excess of 2% of body weight per day, and we would be on live weight gain of about 1.1, 1.2 kilos. When we're feeding grass and with a 1.1 to 1.2 kilo live weight gain, we find that our costs are down €1 per head per day, which is a huge saving, and means that we're still using grass as the cheapest form of feed in our winter diet. We find when grass dry matter drops off, we feed a little straw as long fibre just to firm up their dungs, and in the shoulders, both the spring and the autumn, when grass dry matter is at its lowest, we will up the cereal and the soya hulls to maintain the live weight gain. The reason our live weight gain are not up higher than that is we are fattening heifers, mainly Angus, for Jennings in Ballinrobe for the Duns trade. It's what the market requires, so that's why we feed that kind of stock. If we had continental cattle, I'm sure our live weight gain would raise accordingly. We estimate that the cost of bringing in and feeding grass is 5 cents a kilo over the growing cost, which we would estimate at 20 cents per kilo. So it makes for a very, very cheap diet. The reason we chose a BELMAC machine mainly was because it's a robust machine. It's built for Irish conditions. It's a very, very well balanced machine. The axles seem to be placed well. It is very manoeuvrable in the headlands, because one can close it into the transport position as you're going around headlands and opening a paddock. We find the remote control for moving the floor and switching on and off the elevator has been very, very helpful and easy to operate. It also has 2 wide angle PTOs, which makes it even further manoeuvrable. We use a 4-cylinder tractor, 4-wheel drive, about 100 horsepower on the machine, which is very adequate. To prevent compaction on ground and to negate any issues we have with ground, we use an aerator just to open up the land. We also use a light tine grass harrow on the grassland for the purpose of releasing any latent nitrogen and fertilizer that might be in the surface. We have not used any artificial fertilizer for the last 12 months because of slurry usage. So all in all, zero grazing system has reduced our costs dramatically.
Thanks very much, Michael.